Hey everybody, it's the Trident trio with the Trident talk. After the great weekend of Michael, what are you doing, dude? Oh my gosh! After the great Halloween weekend we had, I'm joined here like always with josh.killian.
Hi guys.
And then Michael Murphy, that's trying to get water all over his computer.
What's happening, everyone?
But yeah, we got a couple questions for you. It's gonna be kind of a simple day. We just got those. We got 2 questions, and then we have our little special events me and Mike always like to do. But other than that, you guys ready to get started?
Let's do
I
it.
am extremely ready, especially after the, like Gunnar was saying, the wonderful weekend that we had. Thank you to all of you that came out. Actually, a lot of people actually came out from our Facebook page.
A lot.
Oh yeah,
200 and something people, between 200 and 300 groups.
Yes.
more than we were expecting.
A lot
So-
more than we were expecting.
Yes, it was monumental and absolutely fantastic. Thank you to everyone that came out. It was a blast.
It was so much
seriously
fun.
great. It was nice to get in touch with you guys within the community, and it was nice to actually meet some of you, which was fantastic. And of course, we had candy, so it was always nice to have candy there.
It was always nice to have candy.
Yeah, I was
It
eating
always
some
nice.
candy when I was just standing out there. I was like, I'll sneak a little candy here and there.
Let's talk about candy. My parents went shopping today and came home, and they had, I'm not joking, like 10 bags of candy, $40.
Oh yeah, because
it's
it was all
it's half off
60%
yeah,
off.
all is half off.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
Yeah.
it's nuts. It's nuts. That makes me want to stop in
Yeah, let's go.
I
rate-
debated it.
You guys want to rate Walmart real quick or something?
yeah.
Mid-pod.
I was
Just drop
there.
the podcast. Let's go.
What was it? I was there like 4 hours ago, and they still had a whole bunch. I was like,
You didn't grab
God,
it?
I was debating. Well,
Well, okay, hold on. What were you
Candy's
getting at
so
Walmart
bad.
earlier?
Shopping. That's personal business.
What were you getting at Walmart, Gunnar?
I got
See that?
what is it? So I
Error.
got
Yeah,
heavy, like
intense
heavy
thought.
cream stuff, and then some cookies, like the chocolate chip cookies you make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Solid
like
investment.
Talking
the,
about heavy cream.
I don't know. I didn't get. It wasn't for me. It was for my mom. I don't know. She needed something for it. I swear I went twice. Oh yeah, dog food.
You went to Walmart twice. Okay, we're getting off topic here.
Obviously, I don't know. But what I do know is that even after our event, some of you hit us up on our social medias and asked some questions that we're going to tackle today. 3 main questions that we're going to tackle today, but they're rather small. Kind of, actually not really small.
I want you to think about that statement real quick.
But we're just going to jump right into it. So the first question that we had is actually a return watcher from the podcast of last week. So thank you very much for joining us again this week. And the question that you had asked was in retrospect of the election coming up within this week.
Cue election, like music.
Yeah,
Da, 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 da. We
and
went in 3 different directions with
you are curious as to how politics actually affects the real estate business and real estate overall. So that's something that we're going to kind of jump in here momentarily. That was kind of a broad question, which is great because we can dive into every little inkling that question has to
And
offer.
there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of inklings to
Yeah, a
that.
lot of different ways you can take this question.
Yeah.
So
I mean, who wants to cut into this cake first?
Oh man, I mean, Gunnar started us off this morning,
All right.
never mind,
So-
this evening, this
Josh
late
says at
night.
10:50
Yeah, I
p.m.
know, it's 10:50 at night.
I mean, honestly, like politics-wise, I mean, I can't say they correlate exactly. So, like, let's say depending on whoever wins the election, I don't think it's really a matter of it's going to affect the real estate market this way. It's more of a market in general. If the market decides to, boom or fall apart, I guess it'll affect it that way.
March of 2020.
Oh yeah, gosh.
Kidding.
So, I mean, if you want to look at it that way, that's what I would say. It just depends on the actual market itself, not specifically the real estate market. But me and Mike were talking about it, about the what do you say, St. Louis Realtors? What is it?
Yeah, the National
You know how to say
Association of Realtors. So, as real estate agents, I know in Missouri, and specifically St. Louis County, or St. Louis, St. Charles County, we have a National Association of Realtors that we have the opportunity to be a part of, which is the closest thing to political real estate agents that you'll get. They have they have a hand into, I guess, like I said, the closest thing you can get to politics when it comes to anything real estate related.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah,
pretty close.
we have to vote on
Yeah,
who gets
exactly.
in. So I mean, pretty close.
Yeah, so there's always that food for thought, but if you're talking about like every single little inka-dink thing that deals with politics, does that have an effect on the real estate market? In reality, Not really. I think the big disclosure that's always out there is that you see one side of the party, or one political party typically associates more so with a capitalistic free market as opposed to the other side, which typically goes more so towards a centrally governed economy. Typically you'll see, going off of historical examples, you'll see typically one party being more prosperous in terms of real estate markets and properties and things like that. And that's not to get controversial. That's just trends that you see.
Yeah, no, that's just correlations.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's kind of like an obvious disclosure that I try to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But that's really the only time you'll see politics really affecting real estate, unless it's a policy trying to be passed through Congress or something that affects real estate directly. Like if, this is a wild example, obviously, but if Congress tried to raise interest rates up to 5% or, God forbid, double digits, that would affect real estate.
Yeah, that would do a big...
Just a little bit.
Double digits, dude.
Drastically
People
affect
wouldn't
the
buy a
market.
house. People would rather build a cardboard mansion or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
A pillow fort.
Have you never done that before?
I've never built a cardboard mansion.
Not cardboard. I've done pillow forts before.
Oh, I used to do pillow forts all the time.
I can't fit in those.
That was low-key dangerous. Like, I would take the recliner and I'd open it up,
God.
like the...
Yep.
Where all the schematics were with all of the...
Schematics.
The
All the
cogs and
disclosures.
the metal and all of the
Stuff that
pointy
could kill
bits.
you.
I would put a piece of fabric and pillows in the way. Like, Jesus, that thing would shut. Like, no one would be able to hear me because it's so cushioned. I'm screaming. Exactly. No one would be able to hear me, and here I am, little Josh, just sitting down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're kind of like closes in.
legit.
You're
That happened
closed in there. You can't do anything.
We used to have a dog named Sandy, and that happened. And we thought she ran away, and we went out.
I hate how you preceded that with "we used to have a dog."
Well,
No.
That was such
she
an
passed
awful
away,
way to lead
unfortunately.
into
She
that.
passed away. But yeah, just long story short, my
in the
dad
recliner?
was what?
In the recliner?
No, not in the recliner. No,
Okay,
she
good.
ate a pencil.
Oh
But,
God!
Yeah, unfortunately, she got lead
Not
poisoning.
much better.
She had lead poisoning, unfortunately. But she was laying down with my father, who had the chair. What?
Did they die in the recliner? No, they ate a pencil.
The guy was my father. No, not at
What?
the same time. She wasn't eating a pencil under the recliner.
No, I know, but... Okay, continue.
Just
I
one-
swear
yeah,
to real
one
estate
day-
agents.
Yeah, one day the recliner was open and my dad was laying in it, chilling in it, and she was laying underneath it, and he just got up to go get a drink or something, and he put the thing down, and she was a puppy, so she just like let it happen, and so she just got folded up underneath the chair. So a few minutes went by, and we're like, where's Sandy? We're like, did she run away? We're like, did we let her out? Well, no, because we would go out with her, like help train her, and we were like, did she run away? So we went out and we got in our car, turned our lights on, and we were just cruising. And we're like, we're going to stay home in case someone calls, because she had her dog tag, And we were so frantic looking for her and screaming, we couldn't hear her, like barely whimpering in the thing, just like because she was scared, But we couldn't hear that. We were frantically looking for her until we all left the house. And then my dad, I think it was my dad, we heard her just like whimpering, and we opened up the thing, and she came just rolling out. She was okay, but it was just scary time.
Okay, back to
I was like, I've
politics.
got no segue out of this. I've got no segue out of this.
How that affects the real estate market, I have no idea. But what does affect the real estate market? Interest rates.
Yeah, see, that was gonna be my segue into the next question, but then you brought up dogs and recliners.
Yeah, we're
Sorry.
going through that whole, yeah.
The second question brought to you by the same individual. They are curious as to why they have heard that interest rates are low momentarily at the moment, and they are curious as to why that is and how interest rates actually affect the real estate business as well. So
there's a couple of different parts to that question that we can address. The first part, or one of the parts, is why interest rates are low. Another part is how does that affect the home buying process.
I was gonna say, I think we should acknowledge that they are extremely low. They're actually at a. I was looking up some of these statistics as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually at a 50-year all-time low right now. So real estate interest rates right now are the lowest that they've been in the past 50 years of history.
Since 1970.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, I would
exactly.
love to see a graph of that.
So I can show you.
Yeah, I would love to
show
see
you. I
that,
can show
because
you.
that would be
Just to show
interesting.
you how nerdy we are, we get excited over graphs.
It's
That would
crazy.
be interesting.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
agree 100%. I'm not downing you. I'm
Yeah,
100%
no,
all
it's
about
actually absolutely crazy. It's actually really crazy. So if you have any real estate business and wanting to buy right now, with practically free money because the interest rates are so low. Now is the time to do it.
Definitely.
Well, we were talking about it the other day at the branch meeting, and that like for every every couple months you wait, it costs you like an additional $100 with the interest once the interest rate starts to rise.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a time to buy, not sponsored by anything, now is the time to buy.
If you already have an agent, whoever, but any of your real estate transactions right now is the time to go.
Now is the time to buy.
Now is the time to do it, because we can't guarantee that this is how it's going to be for months ahead because it changes so rapidly. And in spite of quarantine, COVID, with it being election year as well, going into 2021, how the new year's looking, we don't know where it's going to be. Projections are all crazy because no one.
The election.
Yeah, exactly. Because all parameters that we had going forward that we could try to predict were kind of just thrown out the window because no one could have planned for COVID. No one could have planned for the quarantine that we had, the economy that we have currently. So we don't know where it's going to be. So right now is the ultimate time to do any of your real estate transactions.
Yeah. Which we kind of made mention of it, like you said, we don't know what's going to happen with the election. I know we kind of just went through the question of politics and real estate. The biggest thing that you'll see affecting real estate markets based upon politics is just general expectations by the consumers and stuff. Where do we think, as a consumer, if I think X person is going to get into office, what do I think that's going to, what effect will that have on me, my house, and its value? What do I think that'll do in terms of like interest rates and things like that? So I think that's the only thing you'll really like, bringing it back to interest rates and things like that. That's another thing that kind of played into interest rates dropping, and that people, like the expectations of the average consumer were everything's going to collapse, we're going to save our money, we're not going to spend it. The problem is, if you don't spend your money, the economy doesn't have money circulating through it. So what did the Fed do? They went ahead and dropped interest rates with the intention of getting money back into the economy. Yeah. Which I'd say it's worked. We have one of the most successful real estate markets that I know that's existed in our modern lifetime. So it's food for thought.
Like in our area, so we can always look back to supply and demand, and I know we kind of talked about it before that it always based on area to area, but with like houses right now going with, I know we've said it before, 15 to 20% over asking price.
Oh yeah, definitely.
On average.
Seriously.
If the interest rate wasn't low and that was happening, people wouldn't buy a house. So basic supply and demand. If the interest rate is low, prices are going to be high. Vice versa. So once the interest rate starts going back up, it'll start evening its way back out. But right now, that's just kind of how that's why we're so low and prices are so high. It's just keeping that balance, and it's just something crazy that we've never seen in real estate before.
Yeah, I think one thing definitely worth noting about that, and age-old economics phrase, the market always corrects itself. We do have these really high selling prices right now. Like for instance, I think it's St. Charles County. I think we just dipped under 300,000, and then we just respiked right back up.
I think we're 303 right now.
303?
I think.
Average selling price.
Don't quote me on that one, but I think it's like 303.
We'll be able to share more because new month.
We'll get our information soon. Follow us for more information. But we see these prices rising as a result of supply and demand. Low inventory means higher prices on average, basic economics. But one thing worth noting is these aren't prices that are going to drastically drop. And this is something we've addressed in a previous podcast, and that these prices, even if they do drop, it's going to be a minuscule amount.
Yeah.
You won't see Sorry, I've got 5 different thoughts going on.
No, you're good.
But you've seen appreciation over the past year on average across all of St. Louis, or is it national? That's 9% all the way across the country in 1 year, as opposed to, 3% on average? Yeah. And then you look at St. Charles County specifically, whenever we first started, we were looking at an average listing price of $250,000. Now we're looking at $303,000.
3 months later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
no joke.
The difference of a $50,000 to $60,000 within a 90-day period is... pretty crazy.
It's trying to find its new equilibrium right now. I can't remember what Dave told us exactly. He just told us, like, right now, the prices are high right now, and people are thinking it's going to go back down, but it's not going to go back down. It's trying to find its new level, new place that's going to sit and just start rising.
Exactly.
It just went up way faster than usual. Usually it doesn't go up, doesn't spike like it did, but it's not going back down. So
it was all expectations, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying. So, but fabulous question. Obviously,
absolutely.
Dug into that tooth and nail, and I mean, we could spend hours upon hours talking about interest rates and markets, economics, and the home buying process, and 1,000 other topics that we could dive into based upon that question alone. But
I thought it'd be interesting for us to talk. So, our in-home lender, USA Mortgage, Danny, I want to say Hyman. Is that how I say your last name?
Yep.
Okay. He gave us little booklets that we can kind of reference to. They're a little out of date because on here it tells us so. There was a page of how much can you rent payment by. So like if you're renting right now, how much can that equate to like having your own house a month?
So you're talking like in standard of renting like a $1,200 rent payment as opposed to like a $1,200 mortgage payment. What type of house I can afford?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I just want to base off that a little bit because it does do a little bit with the interest rates. So when he made this, it was okay. So all these numbers are based off 30-year fix and 5% down, which is normal for a conventional loan. So a $600 in rent equals a $90,000 home, but that's with a 4.5% interest rate.
And interest rates are lower than that right now.
They can go
half of that.
They're around 2. They can even get lower than that. People are getting interest rates into the 1s. So
really? Wow.
Thinking about that.
I think he said at a meeting it was like 1. Don't call me on this one. But I think he said at a meeting that occurred like a month ago, he had one that was like 1.65. Something like that. Now, granted,
that's a very
varies. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very specific circumstance, and that varies person to person. This isn't overall, so
it's
just
like
because
ideal credit score, perfect job,
exactly,
and everything.
exactly. But roughly like 2.5% is what stuff's going for, which is what's.
I was gonna say like it's
crazy.
Over the past like month, every client I've talked to that's buying is like, we've got like a 2.5, a 2.3, a 2%, a 2.7% interest rate. So. Crazy.
Which is nuts. My parents, a little under 10 years ago, they locked in theirs at like 7.8%.
That's crazy.
So to think that if they were getting into, and they're talking about downsizing shortly, hope that's not. Hi, Mom, Dad, if you're watching this. I'm not going to give away too much of your information, but they're talking about downsizing because we're a little bit older now. They don't have to have a multi-storage, multi-level home because we're not kids anymore. So they're talking about downsizing into like a ranch home and all of that. I'm like, their interest rate would probably be relatively low now, if not like a quarter of what they got into their current home at, just even under a decade ago, like within a decade ago. So
yeah,
that's insane.
That's crazy.
Just like looking at these numbers, I'm hoping. So I want to ask Danny if we can get like an updated version because I know he talked about it a couple months ago. Just because of how low interest rates got, I would like to see what it would look like. But like just looking at those numbers, it's crazy. Like you can get like people don't know how much like when you're renting out a place, how much you can actually get for a home, and you'd rather own something than just rent it because when you're renting something, you get that money, you'll never see it again.
Exactly.
So
you don't get to collect that equity if you're home buying.
Yeah. Later, if indeed you're selling.
You know what else that I don't think people really realize is like refinance with this low interest rate.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Might as well refinance.
Yes.
Why not
Appreciation
refinance?
where it is.
Exactly.
It's not like you have to take any money out, but just refinance
It's
with
all
this
borrowed
low
off of
interest rate.
The home.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking to my parents about their home, and it's all a matter of the home that they bought it back in the 80s, I want to say. So it's been quite some time. Their interest rate at the time, they got very lucky. They got like a 7% interest rate back at that time. And fast forward to today, we've just gone through and put in a bunch of money into the property. And whenever they bought it, again, like $80,000. I think it was 86 something. Nowadays, I think it's being appraised at over like $250,000.
That's crazy.
Over triple value.
I think me and Josh were looking at our own homes, and it's like the same exact boat, really. So it's kind of crazy, I think.
That's one of the awesome things about real estate. It's that, it brings it back to, why prices won't dramatically drop theoretically.
Yeah.
Is
Theoretically.
That, there's always that disclosure. Is that, real estate investment is done so on the concept of appreciation, of refinancing, and collecting equity. And that's what's beautiful about real estate.
Oh, yeah.
And home buying. Collect your equity.
Especially like
I have structured
if you're like what we're big here on is working our way towards financial freedom and trying to be as wealthy as we can be while spreading financial independence throughout our community and everyone that we meet, trying to help those become financially knowledgeable because there's not a lot of that around. And using home equity lines of credit is a fantastic way for, if you want to be a property owner, property manager, for you to buy rental property, actually buy it as opposed to, renting it, leasing it, or whatever, to be an owner of that property, to rent it out yourself. Once that gets paid down over a couple of years, especially if with interest rates being so low, you won't have that much more to pay off. Taking a home equity line of credit, using that as a down payment for another property, another rental property, and so on and so forth, and doubling, tripling, quadrupling the amount of properties that you now would own, and can manage.
You know what that is? It's quite literally real life Monopoly.
Yeah, no, legit, man. We're on our way to owning Boardwalk. We're going down there.
When you start doing that, you just start making little cards with different colors. Like, here's my blues,
Orange,
here are my
orange,
browns.
Here's
Orange
Brookhill.
means orange. You glad I didn't bring it up, or what is it?
Yeah.
What? Green is go ahead and
Then
shut
shut
up,
up
or
about
what?
it.
Go ahead and shut up about it. But yes, that was a very fantastic question. Thank you again, because interest rates are a whole other monster as well, but they're also one of the funnest things to tackle too.
You just want to use them to your advantage, really.
Yeah.
So right now, perfect time to use them to your advantage.
Seriously.
So,
Yeah.
great. Well, I mean, I always dread this part, but Michael.
Oh, come on. You don't dread it. This is the best part of the podcast. Over the past couple of weeks, you've seen Mike's Mischievous Minute having a number of Halloween-based jokes. Today, I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach to things. While we are going to see a little bit of humor trickle its way in, I wanted to make a very big point about a very important thing that we kind of discussed earlier today: politics. As far as I'm aware, if you're watching this now, it should be on Tuesday, November 3rd.
And if you've made it this far without turning us off,
Thank you.
as we're talking about politics.
Yeah. When we talk about politics, the most important thing that you can do as an individual, go vote. Express that First Amendment right, the freedom of speech.
Because it matters.
It does
Oh, yeah.
matter.
It matters.
When I was growing up, I was always told that, your one vote doesn't matter, this, that. If everyone had that mentality and no one voted, nothing would get done in this country. That's the beauty of a constitutional republic, is your right to go out, vote, and make a difference. Whether it's, peacefully protesting, whether it's, assembling and making a point, whether it's, X, Y, Z. It's taking advantage of your freedoms and utilizing them to make a difference in a positive light. So, if you're watching this before the election, go vote. If you're watching this after the election, thank you for taking that to heart and voting. And I spent quite a bit of time searching and scouring the internet for non-political voting jokes, and I only came up with one that was not incredibly political. That would have.
All right, let's see.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up.
I'm letting you know, jokes are my trigger word.
Your trigger.
My trigger.
What?
Jokes are you're triggering me right now.
Oh, okay, good.
Because what?
Hold on. So
Pause.
Let's hear this non-political political joke.
So this is very short, sweet, simple to the point. I think Gunnar's gonna like this one. So I like my coffee like I like my voter turnout. Strong.
Hey.
So not even really humor based. It's just a flips this marble table.
Yeah, no, I'm not that strong.
That would
I'm
be
done.
But yeah, go out there,
like
go vote. And no matter what the election results are at the end of the day, keep in mind that, first and foremost, if you didn't vote and you're not happy with the election results, you've got no reason to be upset if you didn't vote.
I second that.
Agreed.
But secondly, if you do vote and the politician that you didn't want to be in office happens to end up in that position, know that there's no reason to go berserk over it. There's no reason to throw an unnecessary fit over it. But you do have the right to speech, the freedom of speech. You have the freedom of, everything that comes with that First Amendment. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd say make the best of what you can and do what you think would be best in order to assure that at the end of that presidential term, you get who you want into office.
Right, exactly.
Precisely.
We just
still be respectable of everything going on.
I don't know how to word it without sounding cheesy. It's kind of like, so we're all we were just like, we're all Americans. We all want the best for our country. It's not like we just want this person. What the heck? And I mean, if everyone has their own views, and we're all, at the end of the day, we should all just be friends. There shouldn't be like, oh, they're this, so we can't be friends with that, or yada yada. So whatever does happen, I mean, it is what it is. We'll have to wait for the next 4 years, but just try to improve yourself. Obviously, you won't agree with everything that happens, but just if it doesn't pan out your way, no biggie. Just work on yourself. Try to, I guess, what do you say? Teach other people what you think, and if people don't think that way, that's okay. That's what people have other beliefs, just so you can.
That's what this country was built
based off of each other. Yeah, so
much.
We just
us,
gotta keep calm.
Whatever happens, and keep going.
Yep, exactly. Just improve on it, and we'll just.
You did your part the best that you could have.
Exactly.
And that's all that you can ask of yourself, I hope. And if you're thinking more, then strive to do more. Like Mike was saying, go and, of course, make organizations, that sort of thing, to get your point across. But please, for the love of everything, don't harm anyone or put anyone else's opinion down, because that's not something that's right.
You wouldn't like it if they did it to you, so you don't do it to others, kind of thing.
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I saw something earlier today, and this is what kind of worries me about this election is... in Washington, I think it was, they have it to where business owners at this point are preparing for the election, and by preparing for the election, I mean they're putting up not drywall, but plywood and stuff over stuff in anticipation of riots and things like that. Please,
just
don't riot. Peaceful protesting
is one thing.
I was gonna say is one thing, and is one of the most amazing things that you can do to get your point across. But rioting and looting is not harming anyone but yourself and those that are getting rioted. It's not getting any point across.
Any protest, you always makes people want to be open-minded. I mean, I think we're all three open-minded individuals that are open to listening to anything that anyone would want to have their, their opinions shown. But we can't partake in violence or anything like that. So. No matter what happens this coming Tuesday, just stay calm. Just 4 years.
And take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and vote and just do your part.
We'll all get through it together. So.
But I did like that joke.
Yeah,
thank you.
A little add-on before the voting, or should have voted. But yeah,
we'll go ahead and use that as our transition into I think the second favorite portion of this podcast. Mr. Davis, take it away.
Gunnar. And Gunnar's been on a roll. If you follow us on our Facebook, you've seen that Gunnar has been on top of his game. This is the most Gunnar's ever been, I think, on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis.
You're saying this now, and then I'm like, I've been looking ahead for this week's, and I mean, they're okay. I mean,
that's your favorite holidays? What do we have
the
going
best.
on?
So,
happy first day of Christmas, everyone, by the way.
Why? Because it's the day after Halloween?
Yeah. November 1st.
There was stuff.
Happy third day of Christmas.
Whenever we went to go get supplies for our trick or treat event, there
Christmas
was already
stuff
there was
all
like
over the
2
place.
2 weeks before Halloween. I went to Michael's. There was more Christmas stuff, and it was 2 weeks out of Halloween.
Yeah. It's the
that
most.
kills me.
Not that makes me mad or whatever. Like I'm getting anxious about it. I'm furious. No, but I just thought it was.
We need Halloween first.
I thought it was pretty whack. I did not see one turkey in there. Well, I lied. I did see a turkey. It was pretty thick. But besides that, there was only the rest of the Halloween.
Why do you use that word?
Well, it was like a door stopper.
Speaking of C's. Oh, okay. We're gonna use. We should probably make a point about that.
No, we can't. I mean, I'm anxious to hear these holidays.
Yeah,
what did you have to say?
Don't worry about it.
We'll go by fast. So obviously Tuesday's election day for us. I wanted to bring across this on Thursday. It's called Guy Fawkes Day. I won't say much about it. It's a historical event. It says excuse to have some fireworks and bonfires. So if you want to have an excuse, there's an excuse for you. But do some research on that. I'll probably put that on our Facebook page just because it's a historical. I was reading a little bit of it and it seems a little bit interesting. I don't know if have you guys ever heard of that before? Guy Fawkes
I just quickly swapped over to Guy Fawkes, and all I saw was some gunpowder malfunction. And I'm so excited. I want to read into that now.
It's just interesting. I just take a look into it. I didn't know about it until I just read it about today. So take a look. And then I only got one more. I don't have to see that. It's just this week is
so
not
it's
very.
A little lower week, but
yeah. And I just did this one because I love the description I get. It's Hug a Bear Day.
Whoa!
And this is what it tells me.
What kind?
That's exactly. It says,
gosh.
give your teddy bear a big hug for always being there for you. We strongly discourage you from trying to hug a real bear, no matter how cute it seems.
Do you have issue with the Russian bear?
Like, catch us at the zoo.
This is the Russian
Russian bear hug
in
you.
Soviet Russia, bear hugs you. You give bear hug. Thank you for tolerating
my... gives you a man hug.
It gives you a man hug.
Yeah, it was not super exciting. That was on Saturday.
That's on a Saturday. Oh,
nice.
So you'll see us at the zoo hugging bears on Saturday.
Look at that.
I didn't sign up for that.
So, I mean, it wasn't... There are some exciting ones, but not as, like... Halloween had a lot of exciting ones through that week.
The big thing for this week is the election.
Yeah.
And Hug a Bear Day.
Just gotta get past Tuesday and we'll be good.
Nice. Yeah.
But, yeah, if you guys want to talk about what is behind us.
Alrighty.
Yep, we don't know if... I didn't check, unfortunately. That's shame on me. But if you can see right back there, we have a raffle basket. So if you attended our Trunk or Treat event, more than likely you saw our raffle basket that we have there. And if you follow us on Facebook, I'm sure that you have seen our fundraiser post. So the Trident Trio, through Berkshire Hathaway, which is partnered with the Sunshine Kids Foundation, which is an organization that goes to help treating kids with cancer, that sort of thing. We've partnered with them to do a fundraiser for them running through the entire month of November up until Thanksgiving that we are going to attempt to donate and fundraise $300 towards that organization. And all of your particular money goes to not only the organization, but getting yourself tickets for that raffle basket back there. I should have grabbed the piece of paper that has...
General outline
thing there.
Well, Gunnar, or actually, no, Josh, could you please elaborate? What is in the bag, though?
Yes. So we will post...
Basket.
What is in the basket,
it's
though?
actually a metal tray.
What is in the metal tray, though?
But we have a door stopper back there, a turkey door stopper back there. It is Thanksgiving themed.
How thick is the turkey?
It's heavy, dude. It's like 6 pounds.
3 C's.
It's a door stopper, so if you've got a mansion door or even like a little cupboard door, it'll stop it for you like a truck, which is great. We have a 1 pound bag of M&M's candy in there, a free haircut coupon to Beauty House, which look at Mike's lovely hair. Look at this gentleman's hair.
How you doing?
The little click in there.
Oh.
So, my personal hairstylist, who I've gone to for over a decade, has offered a, for reference, Kara, if you're watching this, thank you for your support. Kara Brooks, one of the many marvelous members of Beauty House out in Wentzville, is offering a free hair appointment, courtesy of, her, obviously.
To help with such a great cause.
Yeah, thank you. I was at a loss for words. I was so emotional over it. It's
You're
such
welcome.
a magnificent offer. And if you're ever looking for a magnificent hairstylist, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll get you in touch.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. I was like,
awkward transition.
I was waiting for one of you guys to talk, and no one was talking. I was like, I'm right.
As to what you're
what are you
I'm doing our little brochure for it. I'm like,
okay.
Yeah. I was just making like a little. I don't know. My head just spins off into other things, but yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
We had a good turnout for it on.
We did.
Yeah.
We really did.
Saturday. Gosh, I wanted to say Friday for a second.
Yeah.
So keep us in touch and in your mind through the month of November, because we are going to do the drawing live, hopefully live on Facebook and maybe even other social medias if we can link them.
Hopefully, if we can, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But we're going to do the drawings live on there to see who won the raffle basket through the entire month of November.
I don't know if you said we're doing it on Thanksgiving. Did you say that? I don't think you said that. Did you say that?
Did I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we did now.
Well, yeah,
we did
it's
now.
on
We
Thanksgiving.
will be doing it on Thanksgiving, which is great.
So our way is to be thankful for what we have. You can be thankful and help us with
Raise
our
some
mission.
money for the Sunshine Kids organization.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think we have anything else. I mean, You guys have anything else for the good of the group?
Go vote.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, go vote.
And be sure to follow us on our social media so that you don't miss anything that we have up, because we're starting to cook some plans coming up for not only Thanksgiving, including the raffle basket, but as well for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for Christmas.
Because that's just right around the corner. I mean, obviously, Michael's thinks so. They're putting up their decorations 2 weeks before Halloween.
When you said Michael, I was like...
I know how you looked right dead into my soul. I was like, Michael.
No, the store, Michael's. But no, I'm not hating on the store. The store is great. They had their stuff up there.
Yeah, just make sure to follow us on all of our stuff. Don't miss any of the holidays.
Pun intended. Snowball in motion right now.
Seriously.
It's starting to snowball.
Don't miss Michael's jokes, which, I mean, you get enough for that here.
There's plenty more to come. There's plenty more to come. Always more.
But thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah.
Now, we really appreciate it. You guys take it easy.
Have a good week, everyone.
See ya.